Guys, welcome back to my channel. It is btaylortv, and today we are going to be talking about one of Diddy's baby mothers, calling him out. The mother of Justin Combs is calling Diddy out because her son was recently arrested on a DUI charge in LA, and she is very upset. She's basically implying that because of his father's behavior has led him down a path of him being arrested and being irresponsible for his actions. So Misa Hyton, and sorry if I get her name wrong, I've just never really heard of her. She's not really one of the popular baby mamas that he has or known girlfriends. But she is the mother of Justin Combs. So she sends shots at Diddy after Justin Combs' arrest. And she basically put on her story, "And Christina, if you ever try to handle me again, I will go straight across your head. Stay out of the way. You are a nice person. Everyone is tough until it's time to be tough." Then she goes on to say, "How you go from one of the greatest to ever do it to making all your money off alcohol and suing the damn alcohol company. Sell something healthy that builds people up. I'm sick of it. Not mine. I should have kept my child with me. FUCLA too. Everybody can get it." And then she goes on to say previously, "I'm not protecting no one anymore, just my son." The statements, quote, "A fish rots from the head down," unquote, mean that in addition to being a major contributing factor in a family or organization's success, leadership is also the root cause of its failure and demise. The truth shall set you free. Then she goes on to say, "Act bad, question mark, question mark, question mark. Act bad, bad boy. I used to want to be a bad girl. I choose to be a queen, tried and true. I'm not perfect, but I am intentional." Right? So she's basically quoting Diddy's recent song with Young Miami and City Girls, basically City Girls, Act Bad. And she's basically quoting like, you know, Diddy, when are you going to grow up? You, in this bad boy behavior, you have not matured, you have not grown up. That she basically said that she used to be out there, but she grew up and wanted to set the example for herself and her son that, yes, you need to grow up and take responsibility and not always be in the club partying, because everybody knows that Diddy is the party boy. He's a bad boy. He's always been known as the bad boy. He drinks, he parties, he dates young women. He's never settling down. He's never been married. And he doesn't seem like he's slowing down anytime soon, which has made an impact and influence on his sons. I mean, he has daughters. He has 3 daughters. Well, now 4, with the recent one who's under 1 year old. But he has the twins and then another one. But he's always been that. He's always been the player. He's always been the one. I mean, he had 2 women pregnant, Kim Porter pregnant at the same time. I mean, what more do you even, and Justin Combs is not his oldest. I think it's the other one. So come on now. Let's take some accountability here. She knew who she had a kid with. So to put this expectation on him that he was somehow supposed to change is unrealistic. And this is something that I had to learn growing up. Some people do grow up. You meet a guy, he may be childish and immature when you met him because you guys were both young, and you think, oh, one day we are going to grow up. But there are other adults around the same age as you who are also just mature, and you can see that they may have their priorities straight when it comes down to money, but they may be stuck in a certain lifestyle, and you can't force that person to grow up. And that's why they say if you're going to have a kid with somebody, accept that person for who they are now. Accept that this person will never change. Accept that this person was always going to be this person. So if you're with somebody who's lazy, expect for them to always be lazy, because you cannot put expectations for people that they don't set for themselves and then get mad when you are 10 years down the line and they're still stuck in the same situation, or they're still stuck in the same mind frame. And you would think that because they have a child or a son, that their son is going to look up to them one day, that would make them want to change the way that child made you want to change. But this is the realistic thing, ladies. When you have a child with somebody, you need to understand that the way he is now, if he's in the streets and partying, you need to understand that he may always be that. He may always be that way. And that is the risk that you take when you decide to have a child with a bad boy, quote unquote, or a party boy, or a city boy, or a man who is known to be a player and a bachelor for life. Okay? You have to accept those consequences, and you have to accept those consequences that your sons or your daughters may go after men who are like her father, or your sons may follow in the footsteps of their father. And if that's not the type of person that you see yourself wanting your kids to grow up and be like, and not picking out certain aspects. Come on now. Let's not start picking out so like, oh, well, he has this that I would mind at my son. No, accept all of him. If all of him are who he is and you can't pick him apart, would you mind your child growing up to be exactly like this person, or your daughter dating the exact person? Would you be okay with it? Then you need to start questioning, first of all, protecting your womb, and then questioning, why are you with this person? Or why would you want to start a family with this person? Because no amount of money is keeping him out of trouble. He is obviously leading down a path of destruction. And I think that she even added UCLA in there because they may have covered up certain things that he was doing. They may have been covering up, other incidents that he may have been involved in. And she even said, I should have been got my child. I should have been stepped in and got my child. But I don't even think she had that amount of power to get her child because of who Diddy is and the amount of power and influence and money and accessibility that he has. That was going to be probably hard. And Justin Combs is a boy, so he is influenced by his father. He wants to be around his dad. He see his dad getting all the ladies and the girls and dating women that's his age. I mean, they were even speculating that Justin Combs was dating Lori Harvey, and then his father started dating Lori Harvey. They date the women around the same age group. I think even younger than him. So this is just a telltale and a warning that if you do, you just got to be careful who you have kids with, because money is not going to save you from character. And your son, especially your son, may grow up to be just like his father. So if you don't like the man that you are with now, or you're dating, but you're dealing with him because, oh, he was sweet in the beginning, or, oh, we have some good times. Fully take that person for who they are and understand that this is the mindset that they have, that they're not going to grow out of this mindset. If they do, that's nice, but you cannot take that risk in thinking that this person is not going to be who they are. That's our mistake as women, is we think because we grow up and we mature and we behave a certain way because we become mothers, men are not always programmed like that. So if you meet a man in his 20s and he's mature, expect for him to be mature. If he made good decisions, is he family orientated? Does he have the same principles do you have? Does he have the same goals that you have? Does he have the same mindset that you will want your children to replicate one day? If not, you can't get mad at a man who's always been who he's been. He said it himself. I am a city boy. He's called himself the bad boy for the longest. Okay? So nothing has changed about him. And I think that's what's upsetting her, and rightfully so. I think she has a right to be upset, but at the same time, you had a child with a bad boy. He may have been, financially smart, but this is a man that's always in the club, always drinking, and always have women around. And guess what? His sons are influenced by that lifestyle. So, this is just an example, and I feel bad for her as a mother. But this is just an example of you got to accept people for who they are now, not who you think they can be or what you hope they can be. Because Diddy, at his big ass age, is still acting like he is younger than his sons or acting his son's age. And this is what happens with a lot of wealthy, rich kids is that their parents or they have access to things and they lack accountability, because I'm not taking this all off of Justin. And that's something that the mother also needs to understand, is that her son is a grown adult. So he has some accountability that he needs to take as well. Okay, he's almost 30, if not already 30 years old. So you can't blame dad, because he also has to understand that there are consequences to his actions. But it's also the people around him that's been excusing it. Because the mother is accusing UCLA of excusing probably his behavior. His father of excusing his behavior. The people around him excusing his behavior that led him to the path of being arrested for driving under the influence. Just like, this is so weird, because this is just not even a week ago, Danny Lay got arrested for DWI and hit and run. I mean, it could have ended worse, but your father promotes this lifestyle. But at the same time, you know who you had a kid with. You had a kid with the bad boy. So now you have to do some unraveling and breaking some generational curse. You have to find yourself breaking a generational curse on your child, and that may not be able to happen because it may be a little too late. Always a mother's prayer is always going to work, right? But there's preventative ways from that happening, and you catch it while your child is young, because now he's an adult. He doesn't have to listen to his mother. His mother, what she says can go one ear out the other. He's not a child no more. And her mistake is she's still looking at him like a child, because he may be a mama's boy to her. And she's going to have to realize that he's an adult now. He is a grown man, and there's no one to blame for his actions other than him. So take this as a lesson. Get your son the help that he needs. If he needs rehab, if he needs to separate himself from the influence that has gotten him to this point, the bad influence, and separate himself from that. But that's going to be hard to do, because when people are set in their ways, they're set in their ways. And he's at a point of mother's influence is not going to help. He has to want to change for himself. But he can just look at it well, my dad's gotten in trouble like this and he's fine. It's not a big deal. Whoop-de-whoop, whatever. So I don't know, guys. Let me know your thoughts below. Do you think that the mother is not taking accountability? Do you think that it's too late? What do you think about Diddy? What do you think about all of this that is going on between them? Do you agree? Do you disagree? If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Be sure to subscribe to the channel for more content such as this. And also, if you would join my membership as well. It's $4.99 a month. You spend more than that on Starbucks coffee. So, all right, guys, thank you so much for joining me. All right, bye.